fight, yeah, we were built to thrive, yeah.
Well, Saturday morning, we made it to the MKE Real Street takeover. Jesus, this is what owning a 1000 will do to you. You get gray in your beard, in your shitty beard. The traffic last night was ridiculous coming around just kind of west of Chicago, southwest-ish area. There was a bad traffic on the freeway, and we were in traffic for an hour and a half. We didn't go anywhere. So it took us, what would have been, I think, a little over a 3-hour drive. Took us like 5.5, I think, by the time we finally did get here. But it was an easy drive after that anyways. But yeah, we're here. The track actually looks really good. It's a no prep, so they're not going to do anything with the surface. Originally the plan was to scrape it, but they've apparently, I'm trying not to talk out of school here. What I had heard was, because this track is all new surface, they've had a hard time getting it to take rubber for, like, you know, all of their other normal events that they run, just regular like track conditioning kind of stuff. So they opted to not scrape it and just kind of let it be, just for the future of, you know, making the track better in the long run. So we probably will have a pretty decent track to work with today. The bike, I'm pretty happy so far. I rode it around the pits a little bit, just put some heat in it. I'm gonna sit on the wall. I'm getting winded. Jesus Christ. Yeah, pretty happy with the bike so far. It's got really good oil pressure. I did change the oil and drop the pan. The hell, Thursday night? I can't keep track of what day it is anymore. Yeah, Thursday night, changed the oil, dropped the pan, looked for stuff. Everything looked really good, so we filled her back up with oil, topped her off, put the diaper back on and loaded it up. It was probably about 11 o'clock Thursday night. Made sure I had everything done so that when Friday came around, I could sleep in a little bit, and then we left Friday evening to come down here. I'm excited about today. So we'll see how it goes. I'm going to leave a pretty aggressive tune-up in it for what would, you know, it's probably one step a little bit hotter than what I was running at War in the Woods, just because I think the track's going to be pretty good. I think the track will take it. And if it doesn't, whatever. I mean, as long as the bike lives today, again, I'm not out here setting the world on fire. I'm just happy I can scab some junk together and make it to these events. Maybe make it past first round, go, you know, a round or two is a win for me. Eventually I'll get my shit together and get a program actually, you know, at a better level. Just some more rock solid parts and builds maybe. But for now, we're just going to keep racing what I got to work with, because I'm still having fun doing it. And if nothing else, I'm disproving a lot of stuff about what you can do for a motor to actually make them run. I have yet to prove diddly shit about actually making one live, but I can make one run. So with any luck, we can make this one live. And like I said, if we get through this event, regardless if I go one round or win the whole damn thing, if we leave with a running bike and I go home and check the oil and everything looks good, that's a win. But for now, I'm going to head back to the trailer, and the driver's meeting's coming up shortly, so we'll get things ready to go. So I drew a really tough guy first round. They pretty much win everything everywhere they go. But I got a win. The bike actually did everything like really well. It spun a little bit, and I think about the top of third gear or so. So I did a little chicken wing deal. And after that, I was only at 80% throttle for the last 2 years. That's my lack of riding skill shining brightly. I think my problem is I don't wrap my wrist far enough forward before I lock full throttle on the starting line. So as I go down track, my arm bounces up and down, and it comes off of, you know, 100% throttle. And then when I chicken winged it, when it spun the tire, I just didn't get it locked back. I was probably just in like a awkward riding position or something like that. I didn't get my arm locked down far enough to get 100% throttle. But the bike made it good in the pass that it didn't matter. And Scott Edwards in the other lane. He had a problem. He got out of the grooves. I was driving him left when he had to get out of it. So combination of luck on that one. But I don't know who I have for second round yet. They did first round buybacks. I'm pretty sure everybody's going to buy back in that lost. So second round will technically be probably first round all over again with the same number of people, which is fine because it still means for more racing. But I'm just glad the bike ran awesome. So this scabbed together motor with mismatched rods and old nitrous pistons in it, and a cylinder head that's got everything worn out to the point that it ticks rather loudly. I'm just glad that thing runs. Had over 150 psi oil pressure the entire pass, and had no less than 50 going through the shutdown, which is where I had a problem, last 2 weeks actually, from testing and war in the woods. It lost oil pressure in the shutdown, and I think that's when the damage had started. And I've never had an oil pressure problem in shutdown before, so I know it was just something in the motor was decided to not be happy anymore. But the analog looks good. That entire pass was at 18 psi or 18 pounds of boost on that pass. And I never saw more than 1.4 pounds of crankcase pressure, which is fucking phenomenal. So that looks pretty healthy and good. Oil pressure's good. Fuel pressure was good. Duty cycle never got above 60%. Yeah, everything looks really good so far. Best part was having oil pressure, being able to ride it back, put it back in the trailer, and cool the clutch off and top off the fuel. So we'll see what we get for second round. So just like that, through the magic of television and YouTube, we're back home on Sunday. I didn't film much after I lost second round on a red light. Yeah, I went red. I had to race Nem second round, which I love racing him because win or lose, it's still always a good time with him, and I don't mind losing to him. He's fast. But yeah, I went red, and I don't have any other reason explanation other than I got something hanging from my hat here. All right. No explanation other than I think they just seemed like they were really long trees all day. And I think I just got anxious and left. I saw all yellow come on, and I think I was just a little bit early. And I kept looking at the video and kind of thinking of how the bike was feeling. Clutch drags just a touch. And I think when I went up on the two-step and I went into stage, I think the bike might have rolled just a touch farther. So I think I might have been in a little bit deep. Not enough to turn the top bulb off, but I think I rolled in just a little bit. And then when I reacted to the ambers, I was in just far enough that's what made me go red. But the bike left awesome. It went a 121.60. So we were running the timing system, just no clocks weren't on. So we did get slips and stuff for this. So I was really happy with how the bike was running. And the best part was the bike still runs. I just got done doing some Sunday relaxing. It's Sunday evening, actually. It's getting dark out. I just wanted to come out in the garage and just, relax a little bit and take some time. I do like working on this thing, but I wanted to get the pan off of it, dump the oil, all that good stuff, go through it, give it a good health check. And it ran really good yesterday. Like, no funny noises, no quirks with the oil pressure. It had solid pressure all the way down through the pass. Solid pressure through the shutdown, a return road. Oil temp got up to about 150 degrees at one point, which is probably about 25 degrees hotter than where I normally run it. Just for consistency reasons, it's just like 125-ish is like kind of where I'll stage the bike, whatever. I just try to stay around there because I know then I can watch the oil pressure, and I know better where my oil pressure should be if I'm consistent with my oil temperature. Oil pressure is always high when the oil's cold and thick. But if I know whereabouts I want to run the bike, then when I'm glancing at oil pressure and doing different things, I know where it should be or if something's not right. And I was really happy with what I was seeing. And it was a relief to be able to ride a bike back to the pits and not have it make noise and have it restart and have it go into two-step clean and make boost and do all the things it's supposed to do. And to have a low 120/60 like that, I was pretty thrilled. I'm going to make a few little changes to the shock a little bit, and two small clutch changes. we'll get into that in another video. This isn't going to be another boring, you know, me doing stupid tech video stuff. Just kind of rehashing the race weekend. I wish I had somebody to just like film more of everything, but I don't want to give somebody else more responsibility, you know. So I try to film as much as I can when I can, but I also get busy trying to keep this thing going between rounds. You know, helping out my buddies that are running the race. You know, my favorite thing to do between rounds is go help take care of Louis, the St. Bernard. And yeah, so I don't get to film as much as I'd like to, or I should. And I thought about it afterwards, even after I lost. I should have just went up there and filmed the bikes. I mean, you guys are here for bikes. I can film more than just mine. So I want to get out testing again, because the bike, I'm going to give it a clean bill of health. It's ready to go test, which is awesome, because now instead of worrying about motor stuff, we can get back to looking at data and making changes and seeing how the bike reacts instead of just trying to make it live. And oh, one other thing is both passes, it never saw more than 1.4 pounds of pressure in the crankcase. That's the lowest it's ever been. Not only I think that crankcase vent setup works, but I think just having you know, the right grit hone, even though I dingle balled it, there is different grits you can get for those. And I think just you getting it all right. Like, I feel like maybe this, you know, knock on wood, maybe this scab together thing, third, fourth, fifth time around at this point, you know, maybe this is the little wonder. You know, I don't know, but I like what I'm seeing. The data, everything about the data I was thrilled about yesterday. It looked good. And, you know, the fact that this motor, when I put it together, it was nothing more than, because it was Thursday night, it had nothing more than 2 heat cycles on it and 1 oil change. And it never even went on the 2-step until we were in the pits at the track. First round was the first real rip on the thing. So I'm thrilled. So despite going red, I couldn't be happier with how things went. It would have been nice to win. It's always nice to win. Like I said a million times, I like winning. I like the competition. I like winning rounds. I like going rounds. But at the end of the day, only one guy wins ever anyways. And to just not go up first round for me is always a win. I'd like to think I got a pretty competitive bike for what we run around here. Sometimes I miss the tune and, you know, I don't put enough power in. I just get outrun. Sometimes you knock the tire off or you spin a little more than the other guy. Like, doing this no prep stuff is, you know, it's pretty tough. There's guys that are really consistent, and at one point I was that guy. And you try to go faster, and once you try to go faster, you know, everything you knew previously that worked starts to change. Now you got to find that way to be faster and consistent again. So we're working our way on things like that and getting better. And even something like the going red, I just didn't have a lot of seat time. I need to ride more. I need to test more. I need to get better. I used to be, you know, pretty decent, and I've been slacking off because, you know, this thing's been hurting, wearing me out at nights, just trying to keep the mechanical side of things together. So hopefully we can go do some testing and learn some things and get the fun back into it. Get more fun back into it. It's always kind of still fun, even when you're struggling a little. But yeah, on that note, I'll probably do another video here with some more tech stuff, but, you know, we'll worry about that when we get there. So thanks for watching and putting up with my very, very, very short and shitty race coverage videos. But I don't know how to do it different, being just one dude doing all this stuff. The working 10-hour days and staying up till midnight starting to wear me down a little bit. So we don't have our next races until about a month away. And like I said, I want to test a couple times before then. But I'm definitely going to take some evenings off and go to bed a little bit early and maybe get some motorcycle riding in on these guys, you know, some of these weekends. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.